Blazers draft workouts. Private draft workouts.
Been a couple of
You
these.
told me about these, and I was like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
Me and a Big O would do this show if you need to be gone.
Look, if I could have been in the building, I would have. I got a.
Are they breaking up with you,
They,
Danny?
look, this is part of the game. It's not the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers are actually one of the organizations that.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Well, the Trailblazers are actually one of the organizations that want to do these publicly. Like, there's most organizations don't nowadays.
Yeah.
But the Blazers do, and because they want to get kind of some of the, not necessarily just get some of the buzz, but like it's a part of the process.
Yeah, they want the fan base to be invigorated
not even just the fan base, but like they want to see how these guys interact with the media. Like, as dumb as that sounds, and I'm not trying to build myself up or the media up, like, how do these guys handle themselves when the camera's on there? Like, that's a part of the intel process of like, yeah, you can watch a guy on film like doing interviews, but like, you have your guys right there, and like what questions they get asked and how they answer them and how prepared they are, and like in doing these for 15 years, like I can tell you who's good and who's terrible at it, and like it doesn't like swing things, but it's more intel of like how comfortable guys are. Like,
so are we closed doors because agents want to protect their clients?
Agents want to protect guys. Like there's a lot of times like,
because if I go 12th instead of 11th, I'm going to lose my life. Will be over.
It's not necessarily always about going the highest. It's going somewhere it's the best fit, and
sure,
there's a lot of things that go into it. So the Blazers held a private workout today. I tweeted out just a little bit ago. The workout included Yegor Demon, the big guard from BYU, Derek Queen, the 4'5" big from Maryland, and Noah Penda, who plays over in France, who's kind of a Nick Batum clone. And like, I don't like using Blazers centric.
Oh, baby. You can either get someone real excited or real triggered on that one.
But I don't
Nick Batum still plays in the league. I'd love to draft a guy that is going to play for 15 years.
I'm telling you right now, you draft somebody at 11th who's Nick Batum, home run.
Weren't you talking? You guys were talking about somebody the other day. I was listening. I think it was you and Dusty. You were talking about like a Shane Battier type guy.
Yeah. Like,
you drafted a Shane Battier type
Carter
guy?
Bryant.
Yeah,
like
oh, that's who it was. Yes. Sign me up.
You draft a guy who's got a 10-year career as a plus player, literally anywhere outside of like the top 2 picks, you've done well.
You did well, yeah.
Like the draft class that I continually bring up is the 2007 draft class. Yes, Greg Oden, Kevin Durant, but after Kevin Durant, you've got Jeff Green, you've got Mike Conley, you've got Al Horford, you've got this list of guys
still playing in the league
that have played 18 freaking years in the league, man. Like, that is a home run. Like, even though Mike Conley only made 1 All-Star game.
Oh, Mike Conley's one of my favorite point guards I ever watched play basketball.
Look, there's not a team in the league that didn't want him at some point in time.
Where would the T-Wolves be without Mike Conley?
The grit and grind Grizzlies don't exist without Mike Conley.
God, I loved him on those teams too.
That's what I mean. Like, finding a guy who's a like fringe all-star for the majority of their career is a really, really good high-end outcome.
A guy you can draft and get 2 contracts out of. 3 maybe.
If you draft anywhere outside of the top 3, and a guy legitimately makes his second contract and plays 9 years,
that has to be
that's a success.
That has to be it.
Yeah, the bar for success, I always say, is like when like second round picks. Like, there's been plenty of guys where I look at a guy and I go, I can see that guy playing in the league for 10 years. And if a guy is smart, they will take that as a massive compliment because they have something that gets them on the floor and keeps them on the floor and allows them to make life-changing generational
Yeah,
money.
we talked about it earlier. It's that fear of being a 20-year-old kid and getting that $10 million up front and not realizing. Like, I saw there was a cool little snippet from Shaq who was talking about it. His first contract, he was like, "Oh man, I had $10 million and I bought this, and then my agent was like, 'You're broke.'"
Yeah,
and I was like, "I'm broke." It's like, yeah.
Well, the one that always, well, I shouldn't say always. I've mentioned it on air, so I can say it. Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah.
Hassan Whiteside, before he got his big contract with the Miami Heat, he was on a weird deal with the Sacramento Kings. And I want to say he bought like a Mercedes S-Class, like a $250,000 car. So his contract was like $600,000. And he shows up at
dropping over a third, 40%.
And get after your agent fees, after taxes in California. Like, he shows up, and I think it was Boogie Cousins.
Yeah.
They're like, take that back
now.
You can't afford that, dog. What are you doing? And they had to explain to him, like, yeah, your contract is X, dog, but all you're going to have to show for it is an asset that is depreciating in value every second it's here.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You look at it and it loses money.
Yeah, and it's like, you can't do that. You can't afford that. And like, that's not to make fun of him. Like, that's something that happens in the league a lot. Now, he went out and got a massive contract with Miami Heat where he got world-changing money, $100 million. Like,
but I mean,
that's different.
Isn't it Antoine Walker? Isn't he broke?
There's a
Wasn't
lot
there
of
talk about him being broke.
Iverson went through it. I mean, like, this stuff happens to guys because you have so much money and you're not used to having it. Like, financial literacy is such a huge part of all of this.